Can a mother legally keep a child from a father? And for how long? That's what we're going to talk about right now. Hey everyone, my name is Robert Buchanan. JointCustodyAdvocates.com is the website. I'm an attorney in Illinois that practices in the area of divorce and custody law. So this issue comes up from time to time when people reach out to me. It's usually a pretty scary moment for a father when this is happening. And the ultimate question is, can mom legally do this? And when I say this, I mean she's withholding the child or the children from dad and saying, for whatever reason, you can't see the kids. And maybe she's not responsive to text messages or phone calls. Can she legally do this? The answer is it depends on a couple factors, and what you can actually do about it is up in the air as well. So let me break it down for you. First off, are you the legal father? Are you did you sign the voluntary acknowledgement of paternity? Has a court adjudicated you the father? So in order to be the father, you have to be, it's not just that you're on the birth certificate, but that you signed the voluntary acknowledgement of paternity, or that you were adjudicated the father, or that the child was born during the marriage or shortly before or after. It gets a bit more technical, but that makes you the presumed father. So you have to legally be the father. Now, if you are legally the father, what can you do if this happens? Will the police do anything about it? You can call the police, and they might meet you over at mom's house, and mom doesn't have any legal obligation to even come out of the house, but if she does, the police will probably engage her and ask her what's going on. And at that point, you are opening a can of worms, because who knows what she's going to say. She could even make statements to the police that possibly lead to your arrest, depending on what she says to them and what the police find credible. So, and most likely what the police are going to do, even if she doesn't say that sort of stuff, is they're going to try to broker some sort of solution and see what the issue is. And if she is not willing to give over the child, they're going to tell you that this is a matter of custody court or civil court, and that you should file a case to make something happen. So let's assume that you already did file a custody case and that you have a custody judgment and that it is your parenting time. And mom is withholding the child in that circumstance. You can call the police again, and again, they'll try to broker a solution. They cannot arrest mom if mom doesn't follow the court order. Although they will probably put some real pressure on mom and say, listen, this is a court order. You're court ordered to turn over this child, or it's dad's parenting time. And they'll put some pressure on her, as police are often good at doing, is putting pressure on people that don't know their exact rights. But again, if mom knows her rights, she just might say, you know what? No, I'm not giving this child over for such and such reason. Maybe she says, well, I'm worried that dad is going to harm the children because he just did harm the children. And at that point, the police might give her the advice to go file an order of protection, might tell you that it's a civil court matter, and they're going to not do anything about it. So calling the police is probably not going to be the most effective manner of resolving this issue, because police aren't, at the end of the day, trained social workers, nor is that their role. They're not going to work to mediate an agreement. They're not going to arrest any party for doing this unless there is already an active order of protection, of course. What are your other options? Well, basically you have two options. If mom is withholding the child from you and you are legally entitled to be with that child. And again, to back up, you are only legally entitled to have time with the child, or the child to be in possession of you, if there is a custody judgment signed by a judge or a custody order signed by a judge. You don't even have legal entitlement to see the child or possess the child if you are the legal father, if there's no custody judgment. So really it boils down to you have two options if mom is doing this. You can either file a case in court, possibly file an emergency motion, but that is a very that has to be judged on a case-by-case basis, whether an emergency motion would be proper in this sort of circumstance. Most likely it would not. And filing an emergency motion when it's not proper can cost you a lot of goodwill with the court, possibly cost you attorney's fees, not something that you want to take lightly. So you can file with court. That process is going to take some time. The other option, and a very good option, very, very good option, is see if you can resolve this diplomatically. Meaning, what are the different kind of channels or relationships that you have with mom or mom's family? You know, maybe you have a good relationship with the grandfather of the child, with the mother of your child's father. Maybe you have a decent relationship with him and you can talk man to man with him and see what the issue is, and see whether or not there's something you can broker. Because I guarantee you something happened here where it's not mom being 100% just petty, just outright selfish. There's zero reason. Because when these cases come into court and mom hires an attorney, the attorney most of the time has some concerns that they raise to the court that slows the process down. So mom is probably telling you some reasons why she doesn't want it to happen. You disagree with those reasons, and your disagreement may be valid. Maybe mom is being unreasonable, and you need some way to kind of break the tie, if you will. Well, the problem is that while the tie is going on, mom has the child, and she has no obligation to give you the child. So that's why you want to look at different diplomatic channels. Do you have a good relationship with anybody on mom's side? Or maybe you have a relationship with someone on your family that has a good relationship with mom's side. So, for example, maybe your brother or your sister has a relationship with the mother of your child, and she can attempt to broker something. And I'm not talking about just sending text messages back and forth. That's not going to get it done usually. You have to be able to sit down, talk with someone face to face, be honest and open, be able to acknowledge your feelings, take responsibility for your role in the action, and take small steps towards some sort of resolution and build a bridge of trust. That's how you do it diplomatically. Otherwise, you can go into court. Court will work. It will take some time. It may actually raise tensions in the beginning, but you will be able to lock in a schedule. And if you already do have a schedule and mom is violating it, then absolutely you want to consider going into court, and you want to go into court sooner rather than later if mom is violating that schedule. So to wrap it up, answer the question, is it illegal for mom to withhold the child from you? Depends on how you're defining illegal. Is it criminal? No. Can mom get arrested for it? No. Can you go to court and get some relief? Yes. Will it take some time? Yes, it will. You are best off trying a diplomatic solution first. You're always better if you can manage the situation while keeping it out of court, because once you go to court, everybody loses some control. It costs either a lot of time or it costs a lot of money. Sometimes that's the only good solution, but like I said, diplomatic is the best way to go. Let me know if you have any questions, concerns, thoughts, anything else. Put it in the comments. Email me. I'll talk to you soon.